welcome back to my channel. Today I have another fall inspired video, but this time I'm going to show you ways or give you some suggestions and ideas of how to decorate your house this fall and autumn. With the weather finally starting to change, I'm drinking warm drinks, yay. The nights are a lot cooler, the days are bright and sunny, a little bit warmer, but still beautiful and stunning here in the Midwest. And I'm gonna take you along thrifting, antiquing, if you wanna call it that, and find some things to inspire us to decorate our homes, kind of just revamp it. If you're not really big into decorating, this is just a great way to revamp your home. I like to do this every season, give it a good deep clean, out with the old, in with the new. And this time of year, I like to cozy things up and prep everything for the time that we're going to be spending indoors. So let me give you some suggestions and some advice, inspiration. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments below. A lot of these things I cannot link because they are secondhand. But if I find anything that I can link, I will be sure to link it all in the blog post, because sometimes I find very similar items. Maybe it's secondhand, but it's still kind of modern, and I can find it online and whatnot for you. So let me know if you want that, or just go head over to the blog, because it'll all be there with pictures and things like that to inspire you. So before I take you around and show you some things and inspire you to decorate for fall, remember when you're going to secondhand stores or Salvation Armies, antique, thrifting, all that stuff, look for things to warm up your home, such as rugs, throws. Right here, this isn't a secondhand item per se, but this is, I bought it very inexpensive. It's just an oversized scarf. It's a great way if you're watching to cuddle up on the couch, or if you're outdoors or whatnot, a great way just to cuddle up with something. And you can also use it as a throw to add some color to the space. So like this is literally in my front room, and this room is very light, but I like to decorate it with a lot of color, such as the throws, the blankets, and things like that. A lot of times I can find these things off season for half off and very inexpensively. Or if I'm using it to decorate the outside, I have no problem buying secondhand and just giving it a good washing and then sending it outside. That way it can decorate and warm up your porches and decks and things like that.
Okay, as I scour antique malls, vintage stores, secondhand stores, tag sales, garage sales to find seasonal decor, I try to keep in mind items that I can use throughout the year, and then add seasonal things such as produce and florals to warm up or to keep with the season. For example, if I find beautiful baskets, kits, pillows, dishes, china, ironstone, things like that, I may be able to add fruits in there, such as apples for the fall, strawberries for the summer, and then pitchers to corral flowers and florals, wheat and mums, and things like that. So this particular antique mall that I'm in right now is on the west side of the state, and it had so many beautiful pieces. Some of the pieces were a little out of my price point, but that's okay. I was looking for specific things, of course, but then if anything stuck out, these dishes right here were stunning and beautiful, and would make a beautiful Thanksgiving table, but I didn't end up getting them. So I am looking for things just to decorate my home, to make it beautiful. I would say about 90% of my home is secondhand, thrifted, vintage, antiques. I don't have anything from a store that's modern, except for like maybe my couch, I think my coffee table, and some other items, obviously my appliances and things like that. So don't always second guess, look for things, treasures that are within your budget. Okay, first things first, I love to look for baskets, woven baskets, any type of basket, big or small. I like to corral squash, apples, pumpkins, put battery operated candles, place wheat inside them. You could do pretty much anything. They're very practical and you can use them throughout the year. I also like to find boxes, wooden boxes, to stack things, to decorate, to use as a vase, and to corral any other seasonal decor. Here's another basket that I use to put a giant pumpkin, some twinkle lights, which I love anything twinkle lights. These twinkle lights I did not get secondhand, but you can find them very affordable on Amazon. And then I do find often candles and battery operated candles. You do take a chance. I usually try to have batteries in my purse, and then I can test out the items in the secondhand store. Bread bowls are a great way. You can always find those. China and ironstone are a great way to decorate, putting these fabric pumpkins and pine cones in a basket with some twinkle lights. I love anything twinkly in, well, let's just face it, any time, any season, I love anything twinkly. Isn't this chicken adorable? I just got her this summer at a little vintage store. But Crocs are another great thing to decorate with. Oftentimes you can find smaller ones. Sometimes you can find larger ones in the secondhand stores. They can be pricey, so just keep your eyeballs out for them. I'm always looking for ones that aren't chipped or cracked. And like I said, candles are an inexpensive way. They warm up any space in the fall and winter. Here's a candle that I'm lighting right now just to warm up my coffee table. I like to, when I have my Sabbath day, I like to have my candles going. It just gives that calming feeling to my heart. Let me know in the comments if it does the same thing for you. I adore it. I just think when you have company over, it's just inviting to me. I don't know if it's just something that I love and I enjoy. But yeah, I'm constantly decorating with candles, either battery operated or just a really good candle. I try to get battery operated just because they're safe, because if you notice, I have it here on display on the shelf and it's quite close to the top and we don't want any fires. So if you have small children, this is great. When I have my little nephews over, I'm always lighting this and they're very intrigued by it, but I know no one's going to get hurt or damaged. Here is on a display shelf in my kitchen, another picture that I decorated with eucalyptus and wheat. I also used china to put my spoons, some of my sourdough kit. Using fresh produce is a great way to decorate. Here's just a pie pumpkin that I'm eventually going to use to make a pumpkin pie. Apples I always eat, and squash and all that. So you can buy these. I bought these faux pumpkins. These are not secondhand, but I did buy these inexpensively at Walmart a few years back. And I do have a post and a video on how I decorated my kitchen in depth. So I'll link that in the blog post and I'll try to remember to link it in the description box. But if you want it and you don't see it, just let me know and I'll send you the link. So I'm just doing, usually in the season, every season, I always try to give a good deep clean to the area, cleaning down the windows or glass, cleaning the shelves, giving everything a good dusting, getting rid of anything that's not serving its purpose. So if I really didn't use it this season, just donating it. That's one thing great about buying things at a secondhand store is if you find things fairly inexpensive and it just doesn't work in the space, or if you buy clothing, you can always, you don't have the guilt of just basically redonating it back to the store. So here in this kitchen, you can see I have tons of china in here, and again, ironstone. Some of these dishes are worth more than others, but adding that eucalyptus. I found this little hook rack. I decorated with scarves and hats. Textiles are great ways to decorate, just bringing out the seasonal decor. I love to decorate with my hand towels, of course, so I'm getting rid of all my summer decor and adding more of that fall, autumn things that I need in the kitchen, such as cookware, dish towels, things like that, because I'm going to be baking more in the next 4 or 5 months. This crack I have kind of in the breezeway in between the front room and my family room. And I found these wheat stalks in wood, like birch wood, clearanced out. I think it was like Home Depot. And I'm trying to style it in here. It was a little bit of a project, just trying to kind of keep everything upright. So my little trick of the trade is stuffing it with those little shopping bags and tissue and packaging to get it in there so every stem can fit nicely in the crack. So it took me a bit of time to work this out, but we got it. One thing I want to mention is books. Books are a great way to decorate in any season. I usually pull out my seasonal books, such as my Halloween books, my fall books, my autumn books, anything with warm tones in the fall and winter. And then I usually bring out like red and green books around Christmas time, and then more bright books like with pinks and creams and blues and things like that in the spring and summer. So here's a little bit of the overview. You can see some of the books, the candles, the cracks, the wheat, the eucalyptus, all of it. Very simple. I can keep all of this up until Thanksgiving, and then I will decorate for Christmas, clear it all away. Usually I have a green slate pretty much in the deep part of winter before that spring hits, and then I start going gung-ho for spring. So I want to thank you for joining me today, and I hope these 10 thrifted finds inspire you to create a cozy, budget-friendly fall home. You don't have to spend a lot of money, and I want to encourage you that you don't have to spend a lot of money. Aren't these pumpkins adorable? I just wanted to show them to you guys. But if you enjoyed this video, I know it was a little bit of a modge podge. Like, comment, subscribe, share it. All the things. Here's one of these vintage books. I think you guys, make sure you keep your eyes open. I love this muted little book. But again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll talk to you real soon.